What up, everybody? I am your host, J5, and welcome to the Block Podcast, where we focus on entrepreneurial growth as well as social issues and injustices that surround the urban community, bringing to you real-life experience for the advancement of business development. Okay, before we step out on the block, of course, I got to show love to the people who pay me. Whether it be business or personal, you need professionals that can supply you with all your personal protection equipment. So when it comes time to have masks, gloves, hand sanitizer, or reliable disinfectants for the studio to keep me and my guests safe, I know ROI Marketing and Safety have got me and my guests covered. So log on to www.roippe.com or drop them an email at sales@roippe.com and let them keep you and yours safe. Now, let's step out on the block. Or should I say runway? Today's guests are in charge of creating the next queens to be crowned right here for Miss Essence of Indiana. These ladies stopped by today to share what they are doing to improve the lives of young ladies. To give us more information on Miss Essence of Indiana, and how we can also become involved. I'd like for you to welcome to the Block Podcast, National Director of Miss Essence of Indiana, Latoria Smith, and co-founder of Miss Essence of Indiana, Regina Warren. So, ladies, welcome to the Block Podcast.
Hello.
Hello. All righty. Today we have with us Miss Regina Warren, the co-founder of Miss Essence of Indiana. And we also have Miss Latoria Smith, the National Indiana Director of Miss Essence of Indiana. It's a lot to say. It's a lot going on. It's the essence in the air. That's what it is. So how you guys doing today?
Pretty well. Pretty
Great.
good. Yeah. I think it's bright and sunny. So
Yes, it is. It's a
Yes.
blessed day.
It is a wonderful day, actually.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
I should have cut my grass, but I'm lazy and I didn't do that. So, but that's okay.
That's okay.
Anyway, glad to have you guys here on the show.
Thank you.
And today, hopefully, some people can learn a little bit about what you guys are doing, what you guys have going on, because a lot of people don't actually even know what pageants are. Versus outside of, they're good-looking women. That's pretty much, a lot of people don't know. So today, hopefully, you guys can fill them in with a little bit of the good stuff of the girls and what you guys are trying to do. Okay. If you guys want to start, Latoria, if you could tell us a little bit about you, your background, and what you do here for the Miss Essence.
Okay. Yes. So yes, Latoria Smith. I am the national director, so I work with Miss Regina and Miss Joy, and also our spokesmodel, getting them in, getting contracts signed, getting it over to Miss Regina and Miss Joy, and actually just working with the ladies.
Okay.
It's been wonderful. I've done pageantry myself and modeling, so it's wonderful to be able to give back.
Okay. Now, what a little bit about your background is your pageantry? What a little bit about your background on that?
So I've done pageantry when I was a teenager. I also did pageants. Well, I just recently did a pageant with Miss Majestic's pageant. I was Miss Elite, National Queen for Indiana 2018.
Okay.
So I was really excited. The journey was awesome and amazing, and I learned a lot and did a lot. So, yes.
Cool. All right, Miss Warren.
yes.
Let's do
So yes, Regina Warren, and Anjoynae and I, we call her Joy, and she's full of joy. As the founder, and I'm the co-founder of Miss Essence of Indiana. And so my background, a little bit about me, I did more of the modeling, and pageantry I kind of left to my queens.
Okay.
But a lot of the competitions there for modeling as well. We do have our own types of competitions that we do for modeling as well.
Okay.
And so I've been modeling for I started in high school, and I'm in my late 30s. So I've I've been doing it for a while. I would say over, of course, if you do the math, it's probably 20 years.
We're not going to do the math. We're not going to do the math.
I don't know if y'all are mathematicians.
She's 25 years old, and that's it, and that's all you need to know. All right, there you
Right.
go.
So yeah, I've been doing it for quite a while, and even when I was introduced to it through another organization, Vision Summer Beauty Camp, I started modeling with them. They showed me some tricks, and then I started coaching with them right away. They're in high school with my peers, and so I'm very grateful for that organization. But it's organizations like that and Miss Essence of Indiana that actually propels queens, as we can see, to other levels.
Okay. Okay. Now, because you mentioned modeling, pageant. Okay. For those who don't,
The difference?
the line there. What's the difference? Because you know, if you don't know, then it's just women looking good.
Which we all do.
But we
do it.
but that's not the gist of it. But this is true.
Right. So modeling is more of a art. Okay. It takes a lot of different forms. It's an expression of who you are, shining through with basically minimum words.
Yes.
There's not
Okay.
much words that you're using. It's more of your posing, more of your posture, more of what you're giving to the camera.
Okay.
And then there's a big collaboration with different people. So you have designers, you have makeup artists, hairstylists. I mean, the model just doesn't go out there all by herself. Now,
Right.
she may have some tools in her pocket, so she may be able to do her own hair and her own makeup and her own clothes. But at the end of the day, it's just a form of art and expression. For me, pageantry is a little bit different than that. I think that it's walking art, yes, but it also has intelligence behind it. It also has the will, the platform to help other areas of your life. And don't get it twisted. Modeling, a lot of models do a lot of things outside of just taking pictures.
Right.
We do commercials. We do all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
But what would you say about pageantry as a difference? Because you've done both.
Yes, I have. And
Trying to get it to stay.
Yeah. You know, technology is just one of them things.
it won't do. But I will say, yes, as far as what my personal thoughts are with doing this, it's a multitude of different things. And it teaches the ladies to be able to stand and speak and have a voice. Sometimes those tough questions are hard for young ladies to deal with or answer rather, but it really kind of molds them on speaking as well. So there's a lot of different avenues of being in the pageant system, I feel.
Okay. Yeah, because a lot of people don't, they don't know that difference there, between the two. But I've had the opportunity to be on the modeling side a little bit, so I kind of understand the difference between. I don't know a lot about the pageantry side yet, but I know there's a difference. I know that. You know what I mean? So now with you guys, could you explain about the pageantry and how that goes with the girls and the levels in which they go through?
Yes, most definitely. So really, it all starts with the mission, right? Of what Miss Essence of Indiana is even about.
Yes.
And the world title is called Miss Essence World Elite.
Yes.
And that's what people will be walking away with, the crown, the glorious crown, as Miss Essence World Elite.
World Elite.
So the mission is to redefine beauty. All right. It is to encourage the ability to blossom into purpose, and unveiling the many levels of self-love. You have self-understanding and self-determination, and those are our three pillars: self-love, self-understanding, and self-determination. And we do that by nurturing the seed that's within each contestant.
Okay.
And each one is going to come with their own type of personality and purpose.
Okay.
And so that's really what Miss Essence World Elite is the world title stands for.
Okay.
But your question was.
My question is, like, how does it work as far as the girls, as far as like you said, Miss Elite is the ultimate.
It is the ultimate.
Get there. Now, what do they have to do to get there?
Gotcha.
No.
So we have a 6-month training schedule that actually molds them,
Yes.
and takes who they are and
Yes.
build on top of that. I know you had that there.
Yes.
Go ahead, work it out.
So of course, with bringing them in, we're welcoming the ladies to come in, and self-determination. We work on that, of course, and basically the Let's Slay. That is also learning self-love, asserting ambition. So we're putting some of these aspirations inside of these young ladies to be more than just a pageant girl. We're putting
Right.
they're loving who they are and having that confidence when they're actually on stage and competing. So it's the 6-month training is amazing. It's a learning experience, and it also helps and molds the young ladies.
Okay. Because you guys are just so because I did the press conference, so
Right.
I got to hear some of this, but other people don't. But just so they know, it's that training that you're speaking of is more than just beauty. It's more than just how to walk or whatever, how to wave or whatever. It's internal.
It is.
Also.
It is. So
Yes.
each month is titled with a specific affirmation. And it's centered around those 3 pillars: self-love, self-determination, self-understanding.
Okay.
And within that, we have different activities that we do. Icebreakers, I guess, for just common verbiage, but it's an activity to where they can, one, get to know each other and then get to know themselves. It's one in there about just mirror reflection. And so those are the different things that we do outside of just the pageantry. Now, yes, every month we do touch on, the waving, and the other things. Of course, walking, is my favorite.
You gotta
thing.
look the look.
You gotta do what you gotta do. But so we'll touch on all of those too, which is why we say you don't need experience to join this pageantry. Because we're going to give you all of that anyway. We're going to give you all the tools that you need within this 6-month process, not just to do the pageant, but to leave with something in your toolbox. So that's one of the things that I like about this, which is why as soon as Anjoynae was like, "Hey, let's do that," I said, "Let's go, let's do it," because it fits my path and platform anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now, can you explain like the different events that are in Miss Essence pageantry that they have to go through? Because I know, I don't know a lot, but I know like the dresses, the gowns. Let me get there. I don't want to get beat up in here. Let me get that right. It's gowns, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they do have gowns. We do. And we have them use their gown selection as their form of expression. So it kind of shows their personality walking down the runway. So whatever gown you decide to select, and we kind of help them through that process too.
Okay.
We also, the judging criteria also includes talent.
Okay.
It includes fashion, personal expression, costume creativity. I think creativity and being innovative is very important nowadays.
Yes.
Especially with COVID and how everyone has to be very innovative now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And of course, the stage question and community service. Community service was one of the biggest things that I was like, hey, we got to make sure this is a part of the judging criteria.
Right.
It gets them into the community, and also it builds humility.
Yes.
Correct. Very correct. Okay. Now let me see. Now I know that the say the queen, that gets the crown. Okay. Yeah. Okay. How will she be able to utilize her platform to represent Indiana?
So basically, we have magazines set up. So magazine interviews. We have, of course, podcast interviews where she's going to voice her platform. Each contestant is going to have their own platform. And those platforms include things like, now we have our spokesmodels. So those spokesmodels have platforms now. And I'll just kind of give an example.
Sure.
One of the platforms that they're working on now is binging. Eating, having eating disorders, things like that. And so her platform is called What's Eating You? And I think it's amazing. And especially for our youth, I think that that's very important that they hear a youth speaking about that,
Yeah.
you know, and kind of
Yes,
relate to that.
absolutely.
So that's just another example of, you know, how these ladies, all of them will have some kind of platform. So as the queen, the Miss Essence World Elite, she will actually use her platform and as she reigns for her year.
Okay.
And she will do different community service. She will go out into the community, like I said, podcasts, magazines,
Yes.
photo shoots, those type of things. Those are the glamorous things. But
Yeah.
the hard work is the community service with,
Right.
you know, the Urban League and, you know, different various organizations that are already in existence. Yeah.
Okay. Great. I was wondering about that because I know because like at the press conference I remember you guys I remember the spokesmodel speaking about how the girls could utilize struggles that they went through in their life, whether it be eating disorder, you know what I mean, or suicide or whatever it may be, you know what I mean, they might have dealt with. They can now utilize that platform to express that to other girls, you know, of their age and whatever. And I thought that was really, really cool that they'd be able to do that. Because I've done a little soul searching myself, and I know that it's quite the lengthy research. It tends to linger on with you through your life.
It does. So now they get to use that, you know, instead of hide it, they actually are able to voice that. I think it's
And I was gonna
amazing.
say, you know, like how do you guys? Because I know that there's a lot of soul searching. You know what I mean, for finding who you are.
Yep.
And what processes do you guys work with them to you know what I mean, to on that side of, you know what I mean, trying to get them prepared, more I guess so as a personal thing to them.
Ourselves, we are mentors as well.
Okay.
And that's what we hold ourselves. That's the level that we hold ourselves to. Is we talk to them, we encourage them, and honestly, outside of Miss Essence, what drew us to the program was because we were already mentoring other girls and other ladies. I know myself. I mentor girls every Wednesday, and we are actually working on another magazine. But it's amazing when you get to pour into somebody else.
It is.
And so all of us on the staff, we all have that ability to be able to mentor to the girls. So it's not so much of, you know, do this, do that, do this. This is how you wave. This is how you walk. It's how are you doing today? Don't forget what we talked about. You know, here's another activity you could do at home. Here's a little homework to help you think about this. And if things are extreme, we have networks to professionals.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that too.
Yes.
If you want to share about that a little bit too,
Yes.
of what all you guys had to offer, because I remember I can't remember exactly, but I just remember being a list, and I was like, really? Wait a minute. I kind of woke up like, wait a minute. That means that's a lot of people. That's a lot going on. I just never thought about it. You know what I mean? Thinking of pageant, I just didn't put all that into it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I wasn't that knowledgeable, and I'm still not. You know what I mean? But at that point, for that press conference, I just kind of thought, I knew it was more than just looks.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Yeah.
But I didn't know everything else, you know what I mean, that went along in, and then you guys got to rattling all that off. Oh, we have assistants, we have assistants on board. We have assistants. I was like, really, for a pageant? Like, okay, but I get it. I get it though. But please share that.
Yep. So me myself, I've been trained in suicide prevention, and I know a couple ladies on our board has been received that type of training too.
Okay.
Also, you know, how to deal with harassment. Of course, there's bullying and virtual bullying. And then we also have professionals on staff to talk for family care. I know that unfortunately there's teens that do have children, and our pageant actually goes from 12 all the way to 65.
Yes.
So we're going to include family therapists as well.
Okay.
So I think having all those benefits in this type of pageantry system helps them tremendously. I mean, because and that's what we pride on is the fact that, you know, yes, you're pretty today, but all your days are not sunshine. And we have the therapist there for you when those days come. So
Okay. Okay, that's all. Now what all you guys got? Cause I see you guys on social media all the time, so I know you guys are like super busy, and which is cool because as long as I keep seeing you guys and I'm in the same places or around you guys, that means I'm working hard too. So I'm good with that. But no, but explain. If there's anything you guys got, what are you guys really working on right now? As
Yeah.
Miss Essence,
Yeah,
what
so
you got going on?
right now for Miss Essence, we're the lead. We are in the open season, so
Yes.
we are accepting new contestants.
Okay.
So those ladies who want to join and sign up, this is
Yes.
your opportunity.
Yes, it is.
The window closed February, so don't wait to the
Please.
last minute. This is our lovely Indiana director, national director, and she is ready to walk you through the whole entire process. So make sure everyone, if you're interested, sign up ASAP. You can do that through the website.
I was gonna say, where can they do that?
You can do that through the website. It's info Miss Essence of I.wixsite.com/MEOI. So I know that we can get that out to them.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and tag that when we do the show.
That is a long website, but you don't want to miss that website. Go to the website, sign up, apply ASAP. We also have spokesmodels too. You can find us on Facebook. You can
That's
find
right. They
us
can
on
get to the. You can
Yes.
also get to the website through your Facebook too.
Yes,
that's
for
right.
sure,
So
for sure.
there you go, Miss
Yep.
Essence of Indiana Facebook, and then you can get to the
Exactly.
website and do.
Absolutely.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. Now, I want to know. Like you said, till February.
To
So
February.
when is the pageants?
It's in August.
Okay,
Mhm.
it's starting next August.
Yep. So the national competition is in August, and we have state competitions too.
Okay.
So you heard us say we have the national Indiana director here, Miss Latoria. She's actually, she keeps me on my toes. So we just work together as a great
Yes,
team.
yeah,
though.
I love them.
We really do.
Absolutely, they are the greatest team to work for.
So
That's
we
awesome.
we have state competitions in June, and then the national competition is in August.
Yes.
Okay.
And the ages again are 12 to 65.
Okay, now just so we're clear, so if we have a state competition, which would be Indiana,
Indiana, Texas, Illinois, Georgia. Mhm.
okay, so then the girls who win those positions, Miss Indiana, Miss Texas, then they go to the national,
Yes.
and that's when they get elite.
Yes.
Okay, all
Yes.
right, okay. I just
Yep.
wanted to get the whole breakdown.
got
You know
it.
what I mean?
I think-
Exactly how this
I
is
think
going.
he's ready
Yes.
for the pageants. Yep. Yep, that's how it goes.
That's what's up, man. Okay, anything else new? Anything else new?
I think that's
All this
know,
work you
it's-
guys are doing, you're
you
running
know,
around the city like maniacs.
I know, right? We're all over the place, and we do it because we love it.
That's
And
good, though.
Yeah,
That's
it's
good.
like we do it because we know the mission, and that's why it was so important that I had to squeeze that in there because the mission is what keeps us going.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
Yeah.
hits somewhere too.
it does. It does, and I think that
does.
once the contestants and we have, like I said, our spokesmodels and things like that, and the season just opened, so they're gonna fall in love with it too.
Yeah.
The 6-month training is it's not intense to where, they won't be able to get through it. But it's intense enough to know you're going to walk away with
Yes.
something at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, that's because I understand, that the importance of one peer reaching another, and and of course, some people don't get the importance of it, but I understand the importance of a little girl looking up to another woman, just like her, with this crown on, and how big this woman looks to her, you know what I mean, and how much it means to try to follow that woman, you know what I mean. So I get the importance, of the pageant outside of the beauty of it. It's the beauty, because actually, I can't remember the gentleman's name. I'm so sorry. I think he is over the panel for the judge panel.
Yes, Lowell Harris.
There we go. Yes, yes. Lowell Harris. That's right. And I remember him saying something to the effect of being able to make the inside beautiful, and then it will flow through the outside, and you'll see it. And I thought that was really, really cool. You know what I mean? In the aspect of the whole picture of the pageant and what it's doing.
Yeah.
It's, you know what I mean? It's not just a pageant. It's just not just a pageant, and then you get a crown, and hey, there we go. Okay, next. You know what I mean? It's not like, you know what I mean. Next one up. You know what I mean? American Idol. Here we go. I mean,
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not. It's more than that. You know what I mean? It's something that carries on. That this young lady is going to carry on for a life. You know what I mean? I mean, you're still involved.
Yes.
It is literally grabbed your life and took in a hold, and it's who you are now. You know what I mean? So I just, you know what I mean? I really thought that was really cool to be able to get that insight from you guys, and learn about that.
It's interesting because I really see us as transparent, you know, even though you can't see through me physically. But what's seated on the inside definitely shows, and that's why we focus on the inside out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, I've done a lot of soul searching myself, and I know it's a real personable achievement, you know, to get to know who you are, you know, whether it's you like it or not, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because you're not gonna like all of it, you know what I mean? That's for sure. Okay, so what inspired you guys to want to collab with Miss Essence of Indiana?
Well, myself, coming aboard, as soon as Miss Joy mentioned it to me or reached out to me, I don't know, there was like a light that went off. I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. And I miss being involved after my reign. Of course, in 2018, I was still involved, doing things with the Coburn Place, and
it's kind of like a small family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's kind of like football players. They got to come back and commentate. They can't just walk away.
No.
They got to come. They got to be around it somewhere.
That's true.
They got to at least be able to smell a football in the air
Yes.
somewhere. And that's kind of
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So I just embraced it because it's funny is young little girls that have seen me, and I could just be at the Walmart or somewhere, and they just want to come up and hug, and
right.
my heart just melts because I just love it. I embrace the women of all ages, and when they need me, I'm there. And I just thought this was my calling to be a part of this with these amazing women. It's bringing more out of me.
Okay.
And I just love it. I'm very blessed.
She's so beautiful.
Awesome.
She is so beautiful.
And what was your how did they get you?
My aha moment.
Snuck up on me.
I know. I was like, what? You know what? I think that moment for me was when I realized the purpose of the organization. I am heavily in modeling versus in pageantry. And so for me, the thing that grabbed my attention was the outside of the facade of being a queen.
Right.
I think it was more of a, well, what are we doing to put into them? Like, what are they gonna walk away with? Like,
Right.
And so once I knew what that was, I was on board 100%. I'm there. Okay, so we're going to make sure they do community service. We're going to make sure they reach out to other people and share their own voice and have their platform. We're going to make sure that, yes, they know how to walk and carry themselves and be a lady, which is very important. However, they're going to walk away with something. And when I found that out, I was like, yep, I'm in it. Because a lot of the things that I was already doing did that already. So I'm really big on staying in the path that God has put me on. And I know that he has put me on a path to mentor young ladies. And this gives me another opportunity to say, yes, Lord, I can do this. So that's why.
Yeah, I've done my share of mentoring with little boys, juvenile, and I have a degree in criminal justice, so I've been a correction officer and things like that, and I use that platform every day to try to go in there and talk to the guys, and say, hey man, you don't gotta stay on the same path you're on. You can switch this up if you really want to. So I know what it feels like, that feeling, you know what I mean, you get when you like you said, you know what I'm saying, it's a you know, they're looking up.
It
You know.
does. It really
like-
does.
And I know with the young, I have 4 boys.
Okay.
I have 4 boys. So I'm really big on pouring into them. But before they leave for the day, you know, to go to school or whatever. Now 50-50, but that's another talk. As they're about to leave for the day, I have them actually look in the mirror and I have them say great things about themselves. Because it's so
Positive
much
affirmation.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so much going on to where, one, I don't want them on that path, but even when they're there, it's nice to know that there's people like you that are going in there to talk. You know what I'm saying? To have that mentor, just, I think that's amazing. So thank you for what you do, because I think that's amazing.
Like I said, I mean, it was, you know, I enjoyed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I know, like I said, I know, I've been on the other side.
Yeah.
So I know what it's like to be there. I know what it's like to cross over. You know what I mean? And I know what it's like to stay away from it. So, you know, I don't mind spreading it all because I know it's not impossible. You know what I mean? And when you realize something as a personal experience, that something is not impossible, that, you know, you look and you go, oh, what, I did that. Like, wow. You know what I mean? It's like, to share that is, you're eager to share it.
Yes.
Because you know how much help it could be. Because you know how you were held back. You know what I mean? By whatever it is that you may have, you know what I mean, experienced. And so I think, you know what I mean, what you guys are doing with the young ladies and allowing them to then have that platform to go out and sprinkle the same, you know, thing amongst their peers is amazing. You know what I mean? It's and also, you know, them being, I guess, in a sense, rewarded with the crown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
On
always
top of
nice.
it. I mean, you
That's
can't,
always
I mean, I didn't get a crown. Look,
Right.
wait a minute. So, what kind of impact are you girls hoping to make through Miss Essence of Indiana?
Empowerment. I want them to be,
With it.
I do. I just want them to be powered to speak and feel comfortable and embrace who they are as women, young ladies, and not be afraid of what their own voice is wanting to speak on. I just want them to take that away with them, and what we don't realize in the pageant world of things, it also helps you in your everyday life, on how you're able to deal with things on your jobs. It's just, I'm really big on speaking, as you can tell. I just think sometimes we miss how to speak on things that we, or speak on things that we're not sure someone else is going to accept. But
True. Very
and,
true.
And again, it's knowing that you're okay with it is the biggest key.
Exactly.
As long as you're okay with that, then you should be able to speak your mind and feel confident in what you're saying. And it does, and it's not, you know, as far as, I mean, some of these ladies have not been taught how to be a lady or how to present themselves as a lady. Right. And I think that also is very important. As well, the etiquette side of things, how to be graceful.
Now, is that teaching that? Is that harder nowadays? Because you've been doing it for a while. So my question is it harder now to teach that because of the way that the new generation is? You know what I mean? Like they don't do cursive writing. You know what I mean? Things like it's you know what I mean. So there's some things that have gone away from. You know what I mean? Etiquette. That now we don't need. You know what I mean? I mean, you got to really search somewhere to find somebody in a suit at work.
Yes.
You got to search.
Yes.
They don't. That's not even a thing no more. You know what I'm saying? It's like if a woman wears heels to work, it's because she just wants to. They don't. You don't even have to no more. You know.
That's true.
So it's a lot of things gone away. So I was wondering, does that make it a little more difficult because they don't even have like the inkling of you know what I mean?
Right.
of
No,
it. So
I mean, it is a good point. The other day, I was having a couple of little girls do we were talking about contracts and different things, and we were like, okay, sign your name and then print your name, and
you lost everybody. You
they
lost
were
the
like,
whole room.
So how do I sign my name?
She lost the whole room.
Like,
What?
you don't know how to sign your name? And then
Sign my name. What are you talking
I
about?
said, wait, so y'all don't do cursive? They was like, no, we don't.
That's over.
Yeah. And so, in a way,
She's like, what? Still can't believe it.
blew my mind. It really did. In a way, I think it's difficult, but it just makes us become more creative. It makes us be more innovative on how to approach those type of stereotypes. I mean, it is. I think that's the fun part for me because I love a challenge.
Yes.
So in that state, I just said, okay, well, I'm not going to take you to a whole cursive writing class,
Right.
but make it look pretty, you know. It was interesting what they came up with, you know. But I agree. I think things are changing, so we just have to change with it. You know, it took me a while to even change from cassette to CD, and I didn't want to change from CD to MP3. It took me forever. But at the same time, understanding the creativity, the innovation behind it, and what I was missing, and my own toolbox of having more music on an MP3 than just
Right. Yeah.
I was like, well, maybe I should change. So
I gotta carry this box around.
I know.
Maybe I should switch up.
I did too.
I have this suitcase in my front seat.
That's
It
so
took me a
funny.
minute. It really did. And don't get me on writing with pen and paper and use my phone. But all that being said, I think it just makes us more creative. And I think that they appreciate that. I think the ladies at that time in that example with the cursive writing, they appreciated the fact that I was like, oh, okay, well, let's get creative with your writing, you know, and they appreciated that one-on-one and that attention. So yeah, it would be a little tough to say, hey, you have to wear heels this time, but I think a lot of the contestants, as they come, they kind of expect. They kind of expect.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Is that you know what I mean, they wouldn't have signed up if they didn't, you know what I mean, have an expectation of what was coming. So they signed up to be there. It's not like they signed up because mom was on their back, you know what I mean, and was like, you need to do that, and they was like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? So your resistance, you're right, is probably going to be minimal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, I just thought that was kind of, because I know, you know what I mean, like if I was to walk up to a 14-year-old boy anywhere probably in the world and said, hey, is your gig line straight? They would be lost.
Yeah.
Lost. Because
Very
that's a thing of,
They're
you know what I
like,
mean?
what do you mean?
That was really going out when I was coming up. You know what I mean? So it's like, but that's a, you know what I mean, that's a part of fashion. That's a, you know what I mean, if you know fashion, it's part of, you know what I mean, as a man, you know what I mean, it's how you dress. But those are like those etiquette
how you said
things,
that, yeah.
you know what I mean, that are gone now, you know what I mean? So trying to explain that to him and make this kid understand why he should wear his, you know, and that line needs to be straight like that. They're looking at you like, who cares? Like,
Yeah. They sure are.
well, someone cares. Look, don't worry about it. Someone cares.
Exactly.
Don't worry about why. Just do what I tell you to do. Just do what I tell you to do.
And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of the youth don't understand the importance.
No,
and
no.
It honestly it goes back to the old charm school type of mentality of it builds confidence.
Yes.
It builds awareness of who you are and where you are in this world. Does that make sense?
It does.
So it just kind of builds the confidence, and that's why. Okay, because you need to look presentable.
Yes.
And what is
Exactly.
presentable? It's just I look clean, regardlus of if I'm wearing dreads.
You
or
know what I
matching
used to
hair,
tell, you know what I used to
just-
tell the young man when I tell him, I used to I used to work for the Urban League.
Okay.
And I used to do the job readiness.
Okay.
And so I would do the part for the fashion, for how to dress for an interview, how to dress for work, how to, you know what I mean, you know, the jewelry and all that. And I would tell him, I said, this is my simple way of putting it to you, is when you walk into an interview, make the person interviewing you go, man, I wish I'd have wore that. Do that. When you walk into the room, make the person on the other side of the desk go, whoa. Like, now your conversation is different.
Yes, it
Immediately.
is.
Your conversation just switched.
Yes, it did.
It's a little bit different now. You know what I mean? And that's etiquette. There you go. When you walk into the room and you switch the way people think of you, that's etiquette.
Absolutely.
That's how I used to explain it to them. But
That
you
is
know,
wonderful.
so well, guys, we're drawing close to the end, but
Yes.
I want you guys to make sure that you guys get out there. Any way to get a hold of you guys as far as like sponsorship, because I know you guys are looking for sponsorship always, because everybody is.
Yeah, and you know what? It would be a great way to get in front of a lot of different contestants. And so don't forget that this is national. So our sponsors will have national recognition. So that helps out.
Not
those
just
type of-
Indiana.
Not just Indiana.
Okay.
And so being behind something positive is also a win for them as well. So sign up for sponsorships. We need a lot of support from the community. I think it also shows the girls that support as well. I know when I do different things and I see that all these big name sponsors are supporting the organization, I immediately feel like, wow, all these people are backing me up.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important to give those sponsorships and support this type of mission.
And how do they get a hold of you guys for the sponsorship?
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yep. So email is always great.
Okay.
It's info.missessenceofindiana@gmail.com. We're also on Facebook at Miss Essence of Indiana, and as well as Instagram as well.
Absolutely.
And you can search by the world title too. We try to make it easy. We put all the little tags out there for you. Just hit us up anytime.
All right.
And get involved.
And once again, deadline for contestants and first pageant. When is that?
Yes. So deadline for the contestants. Sign up. First of all, today is your deadline. Okay.
You was late yesterday.
Today.
Get on it.
Today.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. It is today. Just thought about that.
You have until February 2021. Make sure you guys join. And you can do that by reaching out to us on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes.
And then our competitions start with the state level in June and then national in August.
Yes.
All righty. All right. Thank you, ladies, for being on the block.
Thank you for having
The
us.
street lights is on, so we got to go in the house.
Okay.
You know,
Where
that's
your
how
kids
that's how it works. That's how it works on the block. You know what time it is.
Absolutely.
But it was awesome having you ladies with us here on the block, and we hope to see you guys next year during the pageant when it's all going down.
Thank
I'm gonna let you guys go ahead and do the behind the scenes hard work. I'll just show up and snap pictures.
Oh my goodness.
How's that? Thank you guys for coming.